Hey guys, it's Livy here. Welcome back to the channel. Yesterday, we got to go to my brother-in-law's house, which was fantastic. We had dinner together. I brought it all along, made some nice things, spent time as a family. Kids went wild. It was awesome. But one of the coolest things is that he has a giant mulberry tree. I have never seen a tree this big before. It was huge and it was so heavy with fruit. So he said to us, take as much as you want. His kids have eaten to their heart's content. The local bats and things have been trying to eat them too, but there is still so many and so many more that are going to be ripe really soon. So we went and we picked a huge amount. We picked until it went really dark. We went and I probably picked about 2 kilos worth of fruit, which was awesome. Fingers stained, shoes stained, because that's what happens with mulberries, but it was awesome. What I plan on doing with those mulberries though is I'm going to make some jam and I'm going to shove a bunch in the freezer because I don't have all the ingredients I want to make some muffins and some pies, but when I do, I will be able to use these mulberries, which will be great. We're not going to get tired of the mulberries before we use them all. So the plan is just to get as much as I can preserved away for future eating. I've never made mulberry jam before. This is a first for me. I've made strawberry jam, I've done peach jam and apple pie jam too, which I really enjoyed, but I'm going to make mulberry jam and I'm going to can it because I have so many mulberries. If you guys have any ideas on what I could also make with them, because I'm going to make some muffins because yum. I'm going to make some pies because my husband, well, maybe one pie, maybe not a whole lot, but my husband asked for a pie. And I think you can make mulberry ice cream and that sounds delicious, especially with summer coming. So if you guys have any ideas or like amazing recipes, let me know down below because I got a whole lot and he told me that a whole lot more will come soon because it just has flushes of berries multiple times in the year, which yes, so we might get sick of mulberries, so I need a lot of inventive ways to do things with them. All I've done tonight with them is I have washed them, so that's just water and white vinegar. That gets rid of like some of the dirt, the bat poop, bugs and eggs and things. Give them a good rinse, give them a quick rundown because you don't really want mulberries to sit in water too long or to mush them up too much because they'll get really waterlogged or they will get mushy and lose all their juice. So I have just cleaned them off, pretty simple, washed them down after all of that water and vinegar and then put them on a towel to dry. I want them to kind of fully dry as much as I can because a lot of these are going to go into the freezer. For the others, I am making some jam. So I'm not doing that tonight just because it's pretty late. This is the only chance that I've had to do it today. We picked them yesterday, but with mulberries, they're pretty finicky. If you don't use them pretty quick, they can go gross really fast. So I wanted to make sure that at least I got some in the freezer and then all the ones that I needed to have for my jam, they are crushed and de-stemmed, which was quite the process. So it's just me pretty much pinching them. If you've got a better way too of doing that for mulberries, please let me know because I tried a food mill. That was my first thing to do. I have this nice food mill I got for Christmas last year. I didn't get to use it until now and I don't think it did particularly well, and it might be because I was using it wrong or maybe my mesh wasn't fine enough. I don't know, my husband and I were fiddling around and we weren't satisfied with it. It was also super noisy, so if there's a better way of doing it than just pinching and pulling it off the stem, please let me know because while I have washed my hands, my fingers are still somewhat purple. It'll come off, right? That's the thing about mulberries, they stain everything, so there's just juice flying everywhere, but you know what, it doesn't matter. I probably should have worn an apron and I didn't, and I will deal with the consequences of the speckles that are all over my shirt another time. All I'm going to do tonight is just put the rest of those mulberries into bags so that I can pop them into the freezer so that when I'm ready to cook with them for the muffins, pies, ice cream, whatever, I don't know, I can just pull them right out and that'll be easy to do. I am going to leave the stems on them. I figured they're probably really easy to de-stem after defrosting in the freezer. I don't know. I'm going to give it a shot anyway, but with this jam, I'm going to put it into the fridge, even though I've weighed everything out so I know how much I've got. I have made sure I've weighed out my sugar, so I've got that ready, but it's pretty late tonight. So I'm going to start the jam tomorrow when I have more time to be also canning it as well. So tomorrow I will come back and we will sort through the jam, but tonight we're just going to get the freezer filled with mulberries. Good morning, guys. I'm so glad that I gave myself the gift of sleep last night because baby girl woke me up a whole bunch of times, and so if I had been staying up 2 hours to be canning jars of jam, I think I would be dead this morning. Instead, I'm feeling really good, refreshed. I got my little friend hanging out with me. we're gonna spend the morning making mulberry jam, which is very exciting. I'm just going through and making sure I actually have everything that I need. So I have my pectin, I have my sugar. Last night I measured everything because I needed to make sure all my ratios were correct with canning anything. From what I understand, this is pretty strict science, so I'm not messing with anything. The ratios are the same. I had to calculate it all, and I made sure my husband helped me out with the calculations so that we're all good. Right now I have jars that are in the dishwasher, getting all wonderful and clean and ready for canning today. I measured out my sugar. Look how much sugar this is. This is a ridiculous amount of sugar. I mean, like, nuts, but it is the right amount of sugar for what we need for our jars. I've got my pectin. I need to make sure I've got enough lemon juice, and then we are going to start working on this jam. Now, I am no canning expert at all. This is not something that I'm overly comfortable with. It's a skill that I'm learning, and I think it's really valuable and really fun. Mulberry jam's like a fun thing, I think, to make, so hopefully I make enough of it, or it's nice enough that I can share it with family and friends, especially with Christmas coming up. I gave canned goods last year and I really enjoyed the process, so I'm thinking I'll probably do something similar this year as well. But I'm gonna get everything going, and hopefully by in a couple of hours, we'll have gorgeous canned jam and I will feel very accomplished and my whole house won't be sticky, right? Oh yeah, my house was sticky. I think that just comes with making jam because you're using so much sugar and fruit and all that. It's chaotic. And mulberry just makes it so much worse because mulberry stains everything. I sacrificed 3 tea towels for this, and you know what? Sacrifice, totally worth it. I think this jam just turned out so lovely. I mean, the whole time I'm cooking this, I'm just admiring the color. I took so many photos to send to my husband. I was like, look at this. How pretty is this? I really think people will appreciate getting something like this for Christmas too. A, it's shelf stable because you get so many Christmas goodies that have to be eaten immediately. But B, I just think homemade, home picked, like there's just something real nice about that. As I'm drying it up too, I'm like enamored with just how beautiful and gorgeous it looks. And yes, I make a huge mess, but you know what? It's totally worth it for this. So I'm just following the ball canning instructions, leaving, I think, 1/4 inch headspace, which is about 5 centimeters for you metric people out there. I was expecting probably about 8 jars, but in the end, I managed to get 9. So I'm pretty darn pleased with that. This is them in all their glory just before I process them. And to process them, I just followed the instructions in the ball canning book, had a pot of hot water going, and when I start putting the jars actually into the pot, I definitely make a mistake and one of them is knocked over. So this is me just trying to fish it out and figure it out, which I eventually do, but I do take note of which one it is just in case the seal doesn't happen properly. But I managed to fit 5 of them in there and I processed them, but look at all that water. I overfilled. So I'm not a pro at this. I overfilled, I took them all out, and then as I'm taking them out, you can actually hear the pop, which I think is so cool. That turned out better than expected. I'm actually really pleased with it. This jam looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the color of that, I can't get over it. It's so beautiful and lovely. Right now, I have the last 3 in there. I only expected to get 8 out of this, but in the end I ended up getting 9, which was great. I thought maybe I'd get like half a jar to pop into the fridge, but nope, I got 9 full jars. And so what I've done is I've scraped the side of the bowl that it all came from and made myself a bagel with it. I mean, look at the color of that. It's so beautiful. It's so gorgeous. And I'm excited to try it. Look, it's like sugar. It's just like a lot of sugar, probably some bugs in there because I can't get everything. Isn't that what you want to hear? But it's all cooked. It's all processed according to the instructions. I'm going to leave all that on the counter for now. And then I am going to take the rings off and pop them into my cupboard for future use. I made so much of it, I'm definitely going to give some to my brother-in-law to say thanks for letting us have some mulberries. And also, maybe he will like it so much he'll let me pick mulberries in the future as well. So very happy about it. Well, let's give this a taste. Yeah. It's really good. It's a really good jam. I love jam. It's delicious. I have so much of it now. I probably, even if his tree gives me more mulberries, I won't be making jam anytime soon because I think it'll take us a bit to get through this. That's really lovely. I can't get over the color. Now, the one thing about mulberries you gotta note is that they stain everything. So I'm gonna have to go through and make sure everything is clean because jam is sticky and mulberry stains. So sticky stains everywhere. I am excited though to put this into the cupboard, and hopefully when I make mulberry treats like the pies or the muffins or ice cream or whatever, again, let me know for mulberries because I have a great source of mulberries and I want to make sure that I use them appropriately. Yeah, and I'm going to share this with friends and family, so not all this jam is going to keep with us. If you really enjoyed this too, please let me know some of your favorite things to can. I am totally new. I've canned jam, and that's it. Oh, blueberry syrup. I've done that as well. So any great, amazing canning recipes that I need to be aware of, let me know, and let me know where from the recipe is so that I can follow it because I'm really excited to do some more canning. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. It was actually really fun to can. Not as difficult or as scary as I thought it would be, but is a skill that I'm learning and I want to get better at it. So hopefully if this is something that you enjoyed, please comment down below too if this is something you liked so that I know that you guys are interested and I can make some more videos. I mean, I'm going to can anyway, but it's more fun to do it when you feel like you're alongside someone, especially since I'm new. So any hot tips and tricks, I'd love to hear it, but really appreciate it, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. I've always got content coming out and it is always a joy to have you guys along. Make sure to comment down below and thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it. But otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one. See ya.